Too many people don't care what happens, so long as it doesn't happen to them. We must dare to be great, and we must realize that greatness is the fruit of toil, and sacrifice and high courage. We can't have a decent government unless those in power exercise self-restraint. Don't write so that you can be understood, write so that you can't be misunderstood. No tendency is quite so strong in human nature as the desire to lay down rules of conduct for other people. Repeat mantra: donuts are not vitamins, donuts are not. If they will play fair, I will play fair, but if they won't, then I reserve all my rights to do anything I find myself able to do. Enthusiasm for a cause sometimes warps judgment. The world is not going to be saved by legislation. Presidents come and go, but the Supreme Court goes on forever. The man with the average mentality, but with control, with a definite goal, and a clear conception of how it can be gained, and above all, with the power of application and labor, wins in the end. The cheerful loser is a sort of winner. The secret of masonry, like the secret of life, can be known only by those who seek it, serve it, live it. It cannot be uttered, it can only be felt and acted. It is, in fact, an open secret, and each man knows it according to his quest and capacity. Like all things worth knowing, no one can know it for another and no man can know it alone. I don't know whither we're drifting, but I do know where every real thinking patriot will stand in the end, and that's by the Constitution. We are all dependent upon the investment of capital. When the history of this period is written, William Jennings Bryan will stand out as one of the most remarkable men of his generation and one of the biggest political men of our country. We are all imperfect. We cannot expect perfect government. The true Mason is ever vigilant for subtle traces of character and personality flaws which daily experience brings out. Politics, when I am in it, makes me sick. A government is for the benefit of all the people. I know how irritating it is to have somebody else lay down rules for your moral uplift, but you've got to stand a great deal in order to make progress. If this humor be the safety of our race, then it is due largely to the infusion into the American people of the Irish brain. As a people, we have the problem of making our forests outlast this generation, or iron outlast this century, and our call the next, not merely as a matter of convenience or comfort, but as a matter of stern necessity. The true Mason never hesitates to use the working tools to correct personal flaws. I love judges, and I love courts. They are my ideals, that typify on earth what we shall meet hereafter in heaven under a just God. I am afraid I am a constant disappointment to my party. The fact of the matter is, the longer I am president, the less of a party man I seem to become. The trouble with me is that I like to talk too much. Well, I have one consolation. No candidate was ever elected ex-president by such a large majority. I am in favor of helping the prosperity of all countries. Because, when we are all prosperous, the trade with each becomes more valuable to the other. We live in a stage of politics, where legislators seem to regard the passage of laws as much more important than the results of their enforcement. I do not believe in the divinity of Christ, and there are many other of the postulates of the Orthodox Creed to which I cannot subscribe. Anyone who has taken the oath I have just taken must feel a heavy weight of responsibility. If not, he has no conception of the powers and duties of the office. As the Republican platform says, the welfare of the farmer is vital to that of the whole country. I think I might as well give up being a candidate. There are so many people in the country who don't like me. Don't worry over what the newspapers say. I don't. Why should anyone else? I told the truth to the newspaper correspondents, but when you tell the truth to them, they are at sea. I think his greatest fault is his failure to accord credit to anyone for what he may have done. This is a great weakness in any man. The president cannot make clouds to rain and cannot make the corn to grow. He cannot make business good, although when these things occur, political parties do claim some credit for the good things that have happened in this way. The diplomacy of the present administration has sought to respond to the modern idea of commercial intercourse. This policy has been characterized as substituting dollars for bullets. Next to the right of liberty, the right of property is the most important individual right guaranteed by the Constitution. Action for which I become responsible, or for which my administration becomes responsible, shall be within the law. I don't know the man I admire more than Charles Evans Hughes. If ever I have the chance, I shall offer him the Chief Justiceship. I'll be damned if I am not getting tired of this. It seems to be the profession of the president simply to hear other people talk. I have come to the conclusion that the major part of the president is to increase the gate receipts of expositions and fairs and bring tourists to town. The true Mason's level of discernment increases with every use of the working tools, because the true Mason is ever working on him/herself. The policy of dollar diplomacy is one that appeals alike to idealistic humanitarian sentiments, to dictates of sound policy and strategy, and to legitimate commercial aims. We are imperfect. We cannot expect perfect government. We have a government of limited power under the Constitution, and we have got to work out our problems on the basis of law. I am president now, and tired of being kicked around. I know this, and I know it from actual experience in the Orient, that the progress of modern Christian civilization has largely depended on the earnest hard work of the Christian missions of every denomination. We, as Unitarians, may feel that the world is coming our way. The truth is, that in my present life I don't remember that I ever was president. I am glad to be going. This is the lonesomest place in the world. We have passed the time of the laissez-faire, sick, school which believes that the government ought to do nothing but run a police force. The true Mason always carries his working tools everywhere. The true Mason ever strives to cultivate Masonry in his/her life to the fullest degree possible. A man never knows exactly how the child of his brain will strike other people. There are a great many people who are in favor of conservation no matter what it means. The precepts of the gospel were universally the obligations of Masonry. I do not know much about politics, but I am trying to do the best I can with this administration, until the time shall come for me to turn it over to somebody else. There is no but in it. The way to be an administration senator is to vote with the administration. I do not think that there is any doubt about where I stand in respect to boycotts. If there is, I will just state what I think about them. They are illegal and ought to be suppressed. I would never countenance that which recognizes their legality. The game of baseball is a clean, straight game.